Welcome to you, Leo. This is your tarot reading for December. As I was dealing all of the spreads, I got this feeling that the global events that I've been talking about for so long are now tending to manifest themselves more in personal events. I don't know about yours yet. I mean, some I've had a surprise with. Some it seemed as though it's entirely personal and then it's swung round to be global issues. Others have looked global but might have got nothing to do with the global. So I don't know about yours, but I'm a Leo, so I was taking particular interest in yours. And I thought, oh no. And that is that I focused on the final card, and the final card is the Ten of Swords. Betrayal, stabbed in the back, abrupt ending, unpleasant ending. Some more betrayal. And I thought, oh my God, no. And we look at the beginning. The beginning is Ace of Cups. It could be a new love, certainly a love, divine love. So you're saying to yourself, oh my God, I hope it's not the end of a love, because, been with my wife 20 years now, and I wouldn't say she's like an old pair of slippers, but I couldn't think of life without her. And I certainly know that I've been reborn. It's a new world, a cycle has ended and a new one's begun, and I'm full of hope as a result. Now, what you need to be doing in the future is putting up boundaries, and I think that's what this stabbing in the back is. That you did learn. It's a sort of a double-edged sword. So it's in between boundaries and being open, and you've sort of been moving between these for many years now. And I think this ending, this stabbing in the back, is about you sort of learning these boundaries. Why are you stabbed in the back? Well, the whole thing is about you scoring some victories, and for some time you have been scoring victories, haven't you? But it's put you in the limelight and people are jealous of you, and I think it's to do with jealousy. And it may be that they're jealous of what is perceived to be your lavish lifestyle. Now, I'm a Leo, I do like the good things in life. But I'm certainly not somebody to show off my wealth. I enjoy luxury. I enjoy good things. But I'm equally at home with the very normal. I'm very at home wearing the cheapest of clothing, unbranded clothing. I'm very happy to take the bus on its 12 to 18 hour journey to Jakarta. I don't do things for show at all. I'm very happy at simple restaurants, even roadside, warrums as we call them. But yeah, people have noticed what they perceive to be your lavish lifestyle, and this has caused you to be stabbed in the back. And what could have upset it is you going off on another new journey with a childlike innocence. So I'm not too certain it's quite as bad as it seems, or as it seemed to me first. But Leo, do stay with me, because I know this is going to be a fascinating reading. So the overall energy, Leo, is of you scoring some victories. They're sort of battles won, not wars, they're minor victories. And to be honest, it's probably been a struggle for you. I mean, certainly my life has been a struggle for some time. So anything you win is probably very well deserving. And, you've struggled to get there. You really have. But it puts you in the limelight, and, well, I know from my channel, that people just see it and they think you're fair game, They think, well, we'll be rude beyond any common decency to this person. I've been getting a lot about, my accent or mispronouncing or the music, and it follows a pattern, you know. It must do the rounds, you know, that those people who want to have a go at YouTube creators attack them about the sound, tell them this or tell them that, you know. So I often get that. I've got another channel, and someone was pretending to be black and saying that black people didn't think in a certain way. Now, I immediately thought, no, there's something wrong here. There's a bit of virtual signaling by a white person. So I investigated, and sure enough, they were white Australian, you know. So, you know, the things that go on. So, yeah, the very fact that you're doing reasonably well now, you are going to attract jealousy and knockers. And, you know, if you live in a country like Indonesia, then everybody's supremely jealous. Everybody is. And if you're a white person, the assumption is that you haven't deserved any of it, you know. And well, the assumption is that you're rich beyond imagination, and I've been pretty poor as of late. And in the past, we have the Ace of Cups. Suggests a divine love. Could be a new love, but it suggests a divine love. It's got to be relevant, or it wouldn't be cropping up here, but I don't know how it's relevant. Now, as I've said, you end up being stabbed in the back. I do hope it's not this love that stabs you in the back, but I think we have to consider that. I think we have to consider that. Because it's clearly placed here because it's very relevant to this reading. Yeah. Doesn't necessarily mean, you know, your loved one, as it were, your partner. Could be just somebody that you love, you know, another relative or just even a friend. Business relationship. Business relationship. Get stabbed in the back by somebody you're in a business relationship with. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yes, maybe. Current energy is that the Star card, an energy of rebirth and great hope. And, you know, I can feel it. I can feel it. We know that a cycle has ended. There may even have been 2 cycles ended and 2 new ones begun. And in doing so, it did bring about a true rebirth in you. In the sense that the evangelists talk of rebirth, I mean, it doesn't have to be a rebirth in Christ, you know. I mean, it could be. I mean, it wouldn't be for me as a Muslim. Not that we don't believe in Isa, in Jesus. In fact, it's arguably as important a prophet as Muhammad to Muslims. But, you know, it wouldn't be a rebirth in Christ for me. It's a spiritual rebirth, though. Certainly a spiritual rebirth that I'm feeling right now. So it's great, you know, it's a wonderful card. It really is. In the future, we have the Queen of Swords. She's a lovely queen. People really respect her because she's firm but fair. She's an iron fist within a steel glove. But what I think this is about is your personal boundaries and establishing personal boundaries. And we've had a to-ing and fro-ing of this for a long time with you, Leo. Because of you are a very loving, very open person, but you do get taken for a ride, and then you put up boundaries, and your boundaries are too strong, and you're encouraged to open up a bit, and then you get taken for a ride again, and you need to put up boundaries again, and it's finding that right balance, I think. So this is a card saying, well, you do need to put them up because there are things going on behind your back that aren't all benevolent towards you. What leads to this betrayal is the Empress card. She's very feminine. I mean, like me, you could be masculine. But very feminine energy, a Earth Mother type energy, very much at home with nature, very much in tune with her intuition and those of others, in tune with her subconscious and those of others, in tune with her feelings and those of others. Loves the good things in life, as I've said I do, but not in a, what can I say, I've got it and not you. They want everybody to enjoy the good things in life. She's almost a William Morris type figure, and that is, what's the point of having something that's not beautiful in your house? You know, if you're going to own something, it might as well be beautiful. But as we've said, you do tend to attract jealousy, and I think that's what happens. You're attracting jealousy simply because of the way you are. I don't think you can change, you know. People will be jealous of you whatever, and you have to accept that. Now, do you remember the Queen of Swords? And I said it's about setting appropriate boundaries, and that is the way to deal with this stabbing in the back. But what saying would change it, you wouldn't be stabbed in the back, is if you were to do something completely different. But it looks like what you're doing is well suited to you and good. So why would you do that? You know, why would you do something completely different? But if you were to do something completely different and set off with a childlike innocence, then you wouldn't attract this jealousy because of, you know, you'd have gone back to basics. So nobody could be jealous of you, because you look at him, he's got all his things on a stick on his back, hasn't he? So you could make it that people wouldn't be jealous of you. It would be possible, but it seems a bit drastic if you ask me. Well, I said doing something completely different and starting afresh was a bit drastic, but maybe it's not. Because you see, the ending is you being betrayed, being stabbed in the back. But it causes a sudden and abrupt ending to something. So if going off and doing something else means that you avoid losing what you've got anyway, maybe it isn't so drastic. Because this is quite a drastic card. It's an upsetting card. You weren't expecting it. It comes out of the blue. And it does cause an ending to what you were doing. It's unpleasant, to say the least. Yeah, and as I say, I'm sure it's come about through jealousy, but what we need to do is get more information on it. Even though I've got the picture, let's see what more I can tell you, and then we can evaluate if starting afresh is the right thing to do, can't we? So yeah, I seek clarification on this Ten of Swords, the stabbing in the back. First is the King of Pentacles, somebody that's good with money. So it's about money. You're betrayed over money. The next card is the Fool card. This doesn't make sense, does it? Because if you were to follow the Fool card, this doesn't happen. But this is happening because of the Fool card. I think I've got an explanation, but we'll wait till we get to the actual explanation of the Fool. And it's about some new information coming to light. Some new information comes to light that causes you to be stabbed in the back. Yeah. First card of clarity is King of Pentacles, somebody that's good with money, sophisticated with money, understands money. Is that you? Could be. I certainly, whilst I take no interest in markets and what have you, I certainly to understand what there is to be understood. I've certainly been wealthy in the past. I've known what to do. But I get the impression, if you remember, there was that Ace of Cups, somebody that you love. It might simply be that you can see eye to eye with them in business. And it could be, say, an accountant, a financial advisor, or somebody you trust with the money angle of business or of your life. And that's who I think betrays you. Somebody that you'd trusted on finances. Somebody that you loved almost, you thought a lot of. And I think it's they who betray you. We've got another full card here, and I know why we've got another full card. I know why it's here. And that is that I've said all along this is to do with jealousy, and I think it is. But what precipitates this betrayal is there's a disagreement over direction. You're saying, well, stick with what we're doing because it's doing all right for us. And this other person is suggesting that you should do something completely different. And you don't follow their advice, and as a result, maybe they think they can go off and do this new thing without you. Maybe that's all a stabbing is in the back is, a parting of waves, but it is the end to what you were doing because you somewhat relied on them. And some new information comes to light. I suspect you get this new information and you realise that this advisor, if you like, this person, well, you love them, this partner, you realise that they've been planning to go with this new idea without you. Maybe you even confront them. And that causes the breakup. So I think it's been planned for a while and it probably does break your heart a bit. But I don't think that I'm advising you to have gone with their new idea. I think you're better off sticking to what you know. So, we can summarise for you now, Leah. Leo, a very interesting reading. After quite a lot of struggling, I think you're doing quite well now. It has been a struggle, but you're winning some battles, but it puts you in the public eye and people are jealous of you. And somebody's going to betray you. I think it's somebody you love. It could be, it could be somebody very close to you. Or it could be a sort of a business associate. If I'm right, it's a business associate. They have they're like an accountant, some sort of dealing with the money side of things. But you're clearly very close to them. I know, I'm a Leo anyway, but I know that the world has changed, a cycle has ended, a new one's begun. Maybe 2 cycles have ended and 2 new ones begun. And as a result of all that, you were reborn and you're full of hope. And, fabulous. And as I say, I think you're now at last doing reasonably well. And you enjoy the good things in life. You're not showy, nor are you greedy. You're quite happy to share these little luxuries with everybody. But you do like good things. There's no doubt about it. And I don't think there's anything you can possibly do to stop people from being jealous of you. But that's one of the reasons they're jealous of you, for sure. But I think that this business associate thinks that you should start something new, do something completely different, completely new. And if you were to do that, then they wouldn't stab you in the back, because that's what they want to do. But I think it goes deeper than that, and that is that they were plotting to do this new venture with or without you, and they end up without you, but they were encouraging you to get into this new venture, and you're sort of somewhat reluctant because you're onto something of a winning formula, I think. So it causes an end to the relationship, but it does cause something of an ending to, what you've been doing that, let's face it, has been successful. But the information comes to light, and it brings about this rather bitter ending for you. It won't be pleasant, but I think you will pick yourself up from it. And you'll learn to put more boundaries around you, which is unfortunate because for years we've been having a to and froing between you establishing appropriate boundaries and then them being too firm, and therefore you're not open enough. And then when you open up, something like this happens again. So we've still not got the balance quite right, Leo, but, I think that's life, to be honest with you.